this is how I describe it. They're not supportive of their job, but they're supportive of me, and they will always love me and have my back in,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
So I hope that makes sense.
Nice.
Did you have to get used to liking spunk? Like, was it an acquired taste, or did you always
liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially when I did my first bukkake, that was when I was like, whoa.
What's spunk?
Jizz.
Well, I mean, there's a limit here, right? So
there's a limit of spunk you can take. Well, this is what I'm also trying to...
No, hang on. Let me ask the question.
Go
just
for
1
it.
second.
Okay.
There has to be a limit to the amount of crazier and crazy. So this happens in every industry, right? But especially in entertainment. You're trying to push the number for attention, right? And this is how you can stand out. So OnlyFans would be no different. Any industry would be this way. If you push the limit with the extremes, more attention is going to get focused on you. So sure, for marketing purposes, this is great, this type of thing. But there's only going to be so much of that, right? Because other people, they get involved in this type of stuff too. They start moving the goal for what the limit is. And there is definitely a limit. Like there is physically only so many men you can sleep with in a day. Only so many men who can hump you up the butt or whatever the fuck it is that the next thing is that you're wanting to do. You're gonna hit that threshold, right? And it'll be sooner rather than later because there's only so much content you can push out. So what do you do post that exactly?
Well, when I mentioned that I want to do extreme stuff, it didn't always mean numbers. Like with the skydive, that's not a numbers thing and things like that. So there isn't really a limit now.
No, I think there is. Like you could do scuba dive blowjobs, right? But I'm sure that's
there's definitely not a limit now. I've got a very imaginative brain.
There literally
She's creative.
Because there actually has to be a limit. So it's just.
I mean, I'm not going to give you all my ideas, but I could list off some stuff that you haven't seen before.
Like she doesn't want her competitors to steal her shit, Andrew. Like you gotta understand.
Yeah, but even
Andrew's trying to steal all my ideas.
Let's say you had 100 great ideas for content nobody's ever seen before, that kind of thing. You will hit a limit threshold.
When I'm 55 and ready to retire?
Yeah, but when you make more and more extreme content, you hit the threshold sooner rather than later. Like, let me give you some examples of this in other forms of media. So somebody comes out, recently Kanye West, he came out and he was like, he did the, I love Hitler thing, right? That drives a ton of attention to Kanye West. There's no doubt about it. But the problem is that he'd already done that. So it brought less attention this time. Where does he go from I heart Hitler? Where does he go next? Do you know what I mean? What's the next extremity you can actually go to from that? That's the same problem that you'll find in the same industry, right?
I feel like you're getting me wrong as well. Like, I'm not necessarily doing it, for attention. I want to create this unique content for my subscribers. I like to do really, relative content as well.
Well, then you would do it for free. But you don't.
Well, I do it for free. I do gangbangs in my personal life and things like that. I've always had a lot of sex, but I just put two and two together, something I love and something I can also monetize and mix them together, and it has honestly made the perfect job for me.
Right. So we had a gal on here once who said the exact same thing. Ended up becoming, at least by her metric, a Reformed Christian, and said that everything that she was saying earlier on the podcast was a complete lie, right? And that she was actually just doing that for...
Well, that's one of many,
The purpose of marketing. Hang on. I'll let you respond, I promise. But the thing is it does draw a large amount of media attention to you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And you can say, well, I would just do it anyway because I just really, really, really like it. Okay, I can just kind of grant that. But even if it is the case that you just really, really like it and you're going to do it in your personal life anyway, you're going to go bang 1,000 men because you just love that shit, it wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that there's a threshold limit put on the extremes, right?
But I just debunked that earlier, that there's a ton of other ideas that I have that aren't necessarily with high numbers.
Yeah, no, I
see the lag. Yeah.
I get it, but that would still make my point. Like, there's still going to be a threshold.
Isn't this testable? Like, you could write down all the things?
I'm just wondering if there's a post-threshold, if you have, plans post-threshold for that.
I don't think you realize, how huge, the sex industry is and how many different routes you can take with content. There's tons of things you can always do.
I'm not disputing that the sex industry is huge and that there's tons of different types of content you can do. I'm not disputing that. But when you're talking about the draw, so most women in OnlyFans don't make it. Almost the vast majority of women, again, porn don't make it. The vast majority. Well, it's because they don't have anything that makes them stand out. right? You have something here that makes you stand out, but that has limits too. And so the question that I'm asking is like, I can just base this on the general average. Almost nobody makes it in your industry, like almost nobody. So if
Almost
that's the case,
nobody. Don't think so.
well, if that would be corn, OnlyFans, things like that. Almost no woman makes it in those industries.
Makes it? What? As in like makes it big? Sorry, I thought you meant like.
Well, it makes it big, or even makes enough money to support themselves. Most of them don't even make enough money to support themselves. The average OnlyFans, $200 $100.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, they're hardly making anything. So it is definitely the multimedia attention and this type of thing which assists in the elevation of the amount of people who watch somebody's content. So you do have to think about what the threshold breakers are. Like, what happens when I reach whatever this zenith is? That could come very quickly. And so I'm just wondering if there's post plans to it.
I don't understand what question you're asking. Like, have I got enough content to last me my lifetime? And like, have I got enough ideas? Like, I'm confused.
I'm saying that assuming that there's less media attention for your skydive blowjob than there was for a 1,000-man gangbang.
But for me, it's not always about media attention.
It's possible that there could be a massive decrease. In fact, it's likely as you get older and as you do more extreme content, there's going to be a massive decrease. So I'm just asking if there's post plans past what happens when that happens. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I definitely have post plans. I mean, I want to be in this industry for as long as I enjoy it. And for me right now, that's looking at 10, 20 years, honestly. But for me, it's also just not all about the media attention. Like, I just genuinely do it for the love of it.
So you would do a skydive blowjob for free?
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious. Like, I can't wait to do it. I'm super gassed to do it.
So then all the money that you make from that, are you going to give it to charity?
What has that got to do with it? What has me being charitable got to do with this?
Are you going to give it to charity, or are you going to keep it?
I couldn't care less if I gave money to charity. Like, the money for me...
Can you give me some?
Can I be a charity?
The money for me is a plus. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to hear saying, but everyone does stuff for money. Like, that's why we fucking have jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not disputing that either. I'm just saying that if you say that the motivation is there and it has nothing to do with the money, I would do it anyway.
No, I'm not saying
Final thought.
There's just it's different aspects. I love it. It's also pays me. Like, those are just two great recipes together. Why would I not want to do it?
Yeah, right, exactly. So then if there's monetary gain here, right, and I assume that there is, and there is, this is directly proportional to the amount of publicity that you get for the various things that you do. However, women often, especially in your industry, hit walls with that very quickly. Just like B-list actors will have a breakout movie and then it goes right down. It's very hard to keep yourself on top for an elongated period of time. That's why I'm asking the question.
Well, I'll keep you updated in 10 years.